Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your presenter, Kasengo Ruben. In today's presentation, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about the parts of the computer system, which is the hardware components. But before we do that, let us now look at our outline. On our outline, we are going to first of all look at go through a brief explanation on what makes up a computer system, and also define computer hardware. After defining, now look on the main components or the main parts of the computer hardware, and then lastly the conclusion part. So to define a computer system, we are saying a computer system is a set of interconnected hardware components and software that work together to perform a specific set of tasks or functions. It is designed to process data and provide meaningful output. A typical computer system consists of both physical parts, which is the hardware, and the program or instructions that tell the hardware how to operate the software. Let's define computer hardware. Computer hardware are the physical parts or components of a computer, such as the monitor, the mouse, the keyboard, computer data storage, hard disk drive, system unit which comprises of graphic cards, sound cards, memory, motherboard and chips, and so on, all of which are physical objects that can be touched. So we are looking at the physical part, the parts that one is able to touch: the screen, the buttons on the keyboard. If at all you're having a laptop, or if at all it's a desktop, so all the physical parts that you are able to touch on your computer system, those are the physical part, the hardware components. So now to look on the main, let's just now look on the main components of a computer system, which is the hardware. So the image is depicting one hardware component that makes up a computer system, and this is called the motherboard. This is the main circuit board that connects and facilitates communication between various hardware components. The motherboard is what makes everything in your computer work together. The other component that we are going to look at is random access memory. This one, which is depicted in the image. So RAM is an internal chip where data is temporarily stored when running an application. This memory can be written to or read from. Its content are lost when power to the computer is turned off. It is often referred to as temporal memory. The other component that we are going to look at is called the central processing unit, which is depicted in the picture. So this is the central processing unit, the CPU. So the CPU is the part of the computer which interprets and executes the commands from the computer hardware and software. It is a single integrated circuit which is at the heart of most personal computers, PCs, and it is also found in many household devices and equipment where some controls or monitoring, e.g. the engine management system in a car, the other component that falls under hardware components is the read-on memory, read-on memory, ROM. So this is a ROM. It is a memory used to store information that needs to be permanent. It is often used to contain, for example, configuration data for a computer system. One of the major parts, one of the main advantages is that the information stored on the ROM chip is not lost when power is turned off. So the memory or the information which is stored on the ROM when you switch on you accidentally switch off your computer. You will be able to access or retrieve that information. It won't be lost. It is not temporal because it is permanent. That's one advantage. The other part or component that we can look at is the hard disk drive, HDD. So this is an HDD. HDD hard disks or hard drive or fixed disk is a data storage device used for storing and retrieving digital information using one or more rigid, which is hardly rapidly rotating disk or plates coated with magnetic materials. So internal hard drives have two main connections, one for data and the other for power. So this has two main connections. One slot for data, the other one is for power supply. The data port may be an ATA or a SATA interface. The internal hard drive is a key component of a computer since it stores the user's software and personal files, while the rest of the computer's components can be easily repressed. If a hard drive falls, the data may not be able to be retrieved. So lastly, now this is now a picture depicting all the hardware components. I repeat, the hardware components which are connected. Remember, the motherboard is responsible in ensuring that all the hardware components that makes up a computer system to interact so effectively. So you've got the power supply, the chip, there is a fan, video card like I mentioned earlier, modem card, sound card, external case fan. We've got the ribbon cable, power cable or power cord, the motherboard behind cables, a hard drive is there, and then a CD or DVD drive, all put together to make up what we call a computer system. So this is a desktop picture showing the internal parts of a desktop. So on our conclusion part, ladies and gentlemen, to summarize my presentation is that a computer system is a complex combination of hardware and software components that work together to process information, perform tasks, and provide a user-friendly computer or computing environment. Thank you. So for further more information, you can visit the following websites: